Hi everyone, welcome to the latest episode of My Awesome Friend. I'm really excited because we are back, and this time we are on the road and we are visiting our friends at their maybe homes, at their offices, at their businesses, on the street, at a park, who knows. And our first guest of our On the Road series is Miss Norie del Valle, who was just recently promoted to Chief Operational Officer of United Way. Norie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I am so happy to be here. I'm so excited to be one of your friends.
Oh my God, you are excited. I'm cheesing. You're like one of my role models from back in the day. Back in the day, Norie. I met you 16 years ago.
I know. That's crazy.
That is insaneness. So on that note, people seem to think that there's a mysterious vibe about you. And so many of us want to know so much about you because we admire you and we adore you and we fangirl over you a little bit. I don't know if you knew this.
I did not.
Yes, there's a whole community of us out there. But let's start off with, who is Norie del Valle? What was Norie like as a child? I do know, because I was one too. Norie was a patrol.
The captain of the patrols. Thank you.
Get that right. So Norie, why don't you go ahead and tell us about you?
So I am an only child.
Me too.
And my parents came here from Cuba and had me when they were here already in the United States, and grew up first in Little Havana and then moved to Westchester when I was 11, and grew up going through the public school system. So I was captain of the patrols at Kensington Park Elementary School.
Love.
Which I'm very proud of. Then I went to W.R. Thomas Junior High School, and then Southwest Senior High School.
And you say junior high school because back in the day,
it was called junior high school.
It was 7, 8, 9, right?
It was 7, 8, and 9.
Norie, what were some of your interests as a young Norie?
So when I was really young, I was very active in sports. I loved playing sports. I played on the high school JV volleyball team.
Jealous.
And so there are pictures in the yearbook of me playing volleyball for Southwest Senior High. Loved being active in the community. So I think that's something that translated, into my adulthood. I was a member of every club in school, particularly high school, key clubs, student council, and we spent most of our time, most of our weekends volunteering. And I think that, kept going and translated into what I did in college, and then, clearly my career at United Way.
And this is why we're friends, because we're both overachievers.
Yes.
100%. And this is why we're also part of the network of leaders that we're involved in. I really still think we need to put in the chat one day how many of you were patrols.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be at least, I want to say at least a quarter of the people would
there's
100% be patrols. So Norie, you're now the Chief Operating Officer here at United Way. You were just the Chief Impact Officer. Before that, VP of Development, if I'm not mistaken. And you've been at United Way 20 plus years. Are you coming on 25 or?
Almost 33 in January.
33 in January.
Yes.
Oh my God. So how did you end up here, and what has that trajectory been like for you?
So it's actually an interesting story. I went to college, didn't know what I wanted to do, ended up being an English and history major with a certificate in women's studies. So talk about really not having a career path. And right after Hurricane Andrew, I was a sophomore in college. Right after Hurricane Andrew, everything basically shut down. And because I was active in lots of different groups in college, one of those spent pretty much multiple months out of the year after Hurricane Andrew hit, going down to what was Tent City and working with the kids, working with the families. And so I went with that club down because school was closed. In that engagement, United Way was very active in South Dade. And so fast forward a few months, and there was an open position for a part-time assistant at United Way with the team that was working on Hurricane Andrew recovery. And at the time, I wanted to be a literature professor. And I thought, this is a great job so that I can make some money because I'm going to be a literature professor. I need money for grad school. And so I started as a part-time employee, and 33 years later, I'm still here. I did go to grad school. but I majored in public administration, really with the emphasis on nonprofit management. 'Cause at that point, I decided this is my career path. Never thinking I'd be in one place for so long, but always knowing that somewhere I would end up in the nonprofit world. And I've been in now officially every single department at United Way in one form or another across 33 years. I've had multiple bosses throughout my career, all of whom have shaped who I am today, and have had amazing opportunities of growth in this organization.
What has been one of the worst lessons that you learned from potentially a not so great boss or leader? I always find that we learn more from those kind of failures and instances.
That's a really hard question
that I didn't prompt you
that
with.
you did not prompt me with. Thank you. So, I think for me, the bosses that I've admired versus the ones that I've sort of shied away from and not really, seen as mentors. The bosses that I've admired are the bosses that have been who they are, whether they're at the office, they're in a social setting, they're with a donor, they're with an agency. The great thing about United Way is that we work with the corporate community, we work with the nonprofit community, we work with people who are in need. And the bosses that I've always admired are the ones that I see who they are regardless of the setting. They are true to themselves and they are honest and they're humble. And so those are the ones that I've really sort of gravitated towards, that regardless of whether they're sitting in front of the CEO of a major corporation or they're at one of our agencies and talking to someone who's sought services and is in need, that's the same person. They are the same person regardless of the setting that they're in. Those are the bosses, not just bosses, those are the people that I admire just generally.
With all of this community service work and having been here already 33 years, and your name is synonymous with United Way, right? You open up the Only in Day dictionary, I saw Norie next to United Way. What legacy are you hoping to leave behind?
See, I never think of it as legacy. To me, it's waking up every day, excited to come to work, doing a good job, making sure that I'm doing the very best by this organization. And so for me, it's not about me, it's not about my legacy, it's about the organization, the people that benefit from the organization. The minute I start thinking about it as Norie's legacy is the minute that it turns into something that it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be about United Way, who we are as an organization in the community. And that's what I work on every day. I never think about it in terms of myself.
I think that is your legacy, the selflessness to give to our community. So on the show a lot, surprisingly, we have mentioned United Way quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And we have mentioned Alice quite a bit. And who better to tell us about Alice and the population, the Alice population, since you mentioned you guys work with the needy, than you, since we have talked about it.
Sure. I'm hoping that most people that are watching this know Alice, have heard about Alice. And if not, they will right now. Yep. They will right now. So Alice is really, it's an acronym, and it stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed. It's a group of families that work hard every day, but just don't make enough to make ends meet. That is the definition of Alice. It's what we, for many, many years, called the working poor. That was the word we used. And Rutgers University did a study in 2015. United Ways around the country jumped in on the study. And so it brought a face and a name to a population we all knew existed, but didn't know how to talk about them. And more importantly, it brought statistics. It brought real data to the situation. So in Miami-Dade County, the most recent report shows that 56% of our households are Alice or below.
Wow.
Which means they are making less than $90,000 a year for a family of 4. And $90,000 a year in Miami is not enough, especially if you have young children, to make ends meet. So these are the families that don't qualify for any government assistance, but make too little to really make it through, especially if they encounter any emergencies or any issues, things that the rest of us take for granted, like a flat tire, or a medical issue, an increase in the cost of medication, all the grocery price increases that we've seen. Those kinds of things really put these families in a difficult position. And sometimes they have to decide, do I pay my rent this month or do I buy groceries for my family? And then next month I'll pay my rent, but I won't buy groceries. And that's how they juggle their lives every single day. And so the majority of the work that we do at United Way is helping those families.
The simulation that we play is so tough because you literally ask, someone just lost their income in the family. Do you pick between putting your kid in childcare and paying for that, or leaving it with la suegra or the neighbor or a random person to save on that cost? So if you're interested in learning more, check out unitedwaymiami.org. And there's a whole tab and section on Alice report that recently came out.
Mm-hmm.
And as well as your impact. Your comms team just put out a whole impact report.
Mm-hmm.
Is it over the last 10 years of work? Or
so it's called the Blueprint for Impact. It's actually a forward-looking report.
Okay.
We've set goals for the next 5 years. So the Blueprint for Impact really defines what is United Way going to be tackling over the next 5 years.
Well, that's awesome, especially for accountability in
Exactly.
the community. So let's lighten it up a little bit.
Okay.
Keeping it in the vein of work,
Mm-hmm.
what has been your funniest career moment?
So
and it's not you falling down the stairs the other day.
No, that was not the funniest career moment. So the wonderful thing about United Way is that we're serious every day and we do really important work and we take that work very seriously, but we have a lot of fun here. So I've had so much fun in this organization for 33 years. I couldn't pick any one moment, but I will tell you that I have been a part of Prince and the Revolution. So I was one of the bandmates in Prince and the Revolution, and we played for our staff, Purple Rain Prince.
I love it.
My coworker was Prince, and Vanessa, my colleague, and I were the Revolution.
Hold on, can I just give you a really random fun fact for comedic relief and for our audiences? For my quinces, big poofy dresses, quince pareja and everything, I came out to Prince's most beautiful girl in the world.
Oh.
I thought we should all, as we get to know
all
about
Prince.
each other. All Prince.
All the time. I have roller skated through this very room, serving people burgers and fries and milkshakes, because this was a drive-in movie theater for an event.
Bring that back.
Yes. I have gone through a inflatable obstacle course where I competed against our former CFO through this obstacle course, and had staff members, including Miss Yanet Obarrio Sanchez, pushing me through the obstacle course. So I could go on and on about all the crazy stuff we've done in this place, and it wouldn't even scratch the surface.
That's amazing.
Of the insanity that we've had here.
That's amazing, because I feel like I've never seen any of those moments, and now I want to find footage and videos and pictures. And
we have footage, we have videos, we have pictures, and they're all staying right inside this organization.
I know people that work here, like you're not. All right, Norie, you are one of the most adultiest adults that I know.
Mm-hmm.
You are, and it's partly because as much as I am an adult on the fourth floor, I very much am very childlike, right? That's why we love me so much. But how do you adult?
So first I'll say I've been adulting since I was very young, because my parents don't speak any English. And so from a very young age, I'm the one who opened their mail. I'm the one who paid all the bills for them. I'm the one who read everything for them. I'm the one who called the 1-800 numbers to make sure they got whatever it was that they needed. And so for a very long time, since I was a little kid, I've been adulting. How do I adult right now? I mean, it's every day. Unfortunately, there's you got to cook, you got to clean, you know. I just got to turn in my lease on my car and had to, deal with all of that, which I wish I didn't have to, but I do. And so adulting just comes naturally to me, but I think it's because I've been doing it for so long. And as an only child, the responsibilities lie on you when your parents can't do something. And the older they get, the more we have to help them. And so you feel like you're an adult to your parents now.
It's probably why I try to adult the least possible, because We have been adulting for a very long time. I remember it was like, oh, a lo quince, you have your driver's permit, go to the grocery store,
Mhm.
like go to the market and run these errands. So how do you balance? Because look, you're an extra hardcore adult, right? Like I'm a business owner, I'm in the community, I love to have a lot of fun, but you're the chief operating officer of a major organization, right? How do you balance life?
I heard once from one of our Women United panel members that there is no such thing as balance. You can't balance. It is making choices about what's important to you today. And so today it might be work and tomorrow it might be something else. And so the best balance that you can find in your life is when you prioritize day to day. You're never going to give equal amount of time and energy to all the things that are important. So you have to kind of figure it out day to day. The way that I keep sane, even though I'm busy all the time, weekdays, weeknights, weekends, is I literally completely disconnect. I will sit and watch countless shows on television and not talk to anyone and just let my mind turn off. And I could do that for endless hours if I had the chance. And so that's how I disconnect and how I feel like I reset myself, is that I do something mindless. And I just, watch TV for hours on end. And that's how I then am able to come back and give myself fully to what becomes important: work, my family, etc.
What was the last thing that you binged, or what genre fancies you?
Okay.
So this is exciting. When it starts with okay, it's going to be good.
Are you watching Lioness?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me.
So
Tell us.
Lioness it's starting season 3 now. It's with Zoe Saldana and Nicole Kidman.
No.
Yes, Morgan Freeman. So it's a pretty high-level cast. And the Lioness, it's basically a sort of secret CIA group.
You had me at CIA.
That do secret missions. And the Lioness is someone who's recruited, usually a young woman who's recruited and extensively trained to go in and basically do espionage, covert operations. It is one of the most intense shows, but it makes you feel so empowered because they're kicking butt, and taking names all over the world. And Zoe Saldana is not the, big, strong, but she is amazing.
I love her.
And it's called the Lioness Group because it's led by Nicole Kidman at the highest level. And then Zoe is the sort of second in command. And then the main person that's put into these missions is always a woman.
Oh, I love that. Is that
amazing.
Why you find it to be so empowering?
Yes, it is absolutely amazing.
So I have a quick fire question for you. What has been the situation or the moment where you have felt the most empowered, or have been in a position where you feel like you empowered a big group, 3 people, 1 person?
There have been many moments where I felt both. I think, honestly, being named the leader of the development team. So I went into development because I wanted a career change inside United Way. And so I left the programs team, I joined the development team. And then all of a sudden, all of my mentors, the people who brought me onto the team, left United Way. Pretty rapidly, one after the other. And all of a sudden, Norie's left. Highest ranking person, Norie, you're leading development. I was scared to death.
Again, adulting a la fuerza.
A la fuerza.
Yeah.
And so I took the challenge on and brought the team together. Very challenging time, doing something that I felt comfortable doing, but not my most comfortable part of the work that I do at United Way.
Yeah.
And I felt this connection to the team, and I felt like the team we brought together and worked through really hard times, including fundraising during COVID.
Oof.
That the bond that I made with those team members, even some who aren't at United Way anymore, but we still connect. We're still a part of each other's lives because there was something very bonding about doing such hard work during such a hard time.
Yeah.
That was so important. It was like so important for us to do well and raise money to help our community. And so I would say that was probably the most empowering feeling that I felt. One of my teammates at the time gave me a plaque that I still have up at my desk that says, "Girl, you can do this." And so I have that on display at my desk, and she gave it to me because she knew how nervous I was about leading this team. And she's like, "You got this. Don't worry about it."
I think you should look in the camera and tell people what's on your thing.
It says, "Girl, you got this."
I love that. All right. So I crowdsourced a couple of questions, and she's probably going to be so mad that I'm going to give her a shout out, but she is a Women United member. I shared with Olivia Bustillo, who we love, the questions that I was going to ask you. She's another one of your fan club members. And she wanted to know, what can you share with us that not a lot of people know about Norie?
That not a lot of people know. I'm a private person, but I also share a lot. It's a weird balance that I have. So I think a lot of people know a lot about me.
But we don't. So tell us.
So I guess you don't. I am deathly afraid of the ocean.
What?
Deathly afraid of the ocean. So I will go to the beach, but I will never, ever, ever snorkel or scuba dive. And nothing's ever happened to me, and I've never experienced anything, but there is this fear that I have.
Well, we grew up with Jaws.
Which I have seen recently. I see it every summer. And so I don't know where that comes from. And I'm usually not the kind of person that has fears like that. Like, I try to overcome my fears, but that is paralyzing. It is totally paralyzing. So don't ever take me on a boat and ask me to jump off of it.
Me neither. To be fair, and I'm a Pisces, I love the ocean. I will look at it all day, enjoy its vastness and its amazingness. But yo tampoco. No, thank you. But maybe we should go cage diving and conquer our fears.
So we're going, not snorkeling. You're not offering to go snorkeling with me. You want me to get in a cage with a shark. That's how you want me to overcome my fear of the ocean. You want me to go all in.
Yeah, but the shark wouldn't be in the cage.
But the shark is near the cage.
What do you guys think?
No,
let's just go for it. No,
absolutely not.
All right, so here's some quick fires in efforts to get to know Miss Norie better. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Me too. What's your favorite food?
Italian. And I know my mom's not going to watch this because she's going to have expected me to say the Cuban food that my mom makes, but Italian is my favorite food.
Favorite dish?
Anything with lots of cheese on it. That's why I love Italian food.
Because it's amazing with all the cheese. Favorite cheese?
Favorite cheese is actually brie, like the brie camembert family, like stinky with fig jam or some kind of jam on a delicious cracker. Like, I could eat that all day.
Okay. Fictional book recommendation for our audience.
So I'm going to recommend a book that I just finished reading. And the reason I'm going to recommend it is because I didn't think I would like it, and I ended up loving it. It's called The Correspondent.
Okay.
And the way the book is written is a series of letters. So the main character writes letters and receives letters, and the entire book is a series of letters. And so you would think that you wouldn't get close to the characters and you wouldn't understand what the storyline is because it's a series of letters. But it is, I cried. It is an amazing book that I highly recommend everybody read.
We'll link that. What is a great leadership book? And please plug our friends.
So our friends Yanette and Vanessa have this amazing podcast. And unfortunately, I'm not a leadership book reader.
Me neither.
I like books where there are characters and character development and plot lines. Like, to me, fiction is it. And so it's hard for me to read through anything that's not a fiction book, but I listen to the podcast. And so if you are in the same place as me, I highly recommend that you listen to their podcast because you get the snippets of these amazing leadership books like Good to Great, The Multipliers, like really amazing leadership books. You get the snippets from two very funny ladies
who happen to work at United Way.
Of course, happen to work at United Way. And you get enough that you really do understand what some leadership qualities are and what's important without having to dive into the book. And then there's hilarity throughout the podcast. Like, you are entertained the entire time.
That's awesome. So go check out, it's called the Daily Drive Book Club.
The Daily Drive Book Club.
They're on every platform, and they're also on a bunch of different social media outlets as well. Norie, what do you think has been the best advice that someone has given you that you wish you would have known at a young age? These are such complex questions.
Very complex questions. My former boss, when I first started working here at United Way, her husband was, he imported and exported wine.
Okay.
And I was always nervous when I was young and working at United Way and meeting all these people who knew a lot about wine. And he's French. And he sat me down one day. He loved me. He sat me down one day and said, drink whatever you like. If you want to drink white wine with a piece of steak, drink it. If you want to drink red wine with fish, drink it. Find what you love and drink it. And don't let anyone tell you that you don't know wine. What you know is what you like, and that's what you should drink. And so I'm going to take that piece of advice and translate it into a bigger picture. And so be yourself, know what you like. And it took me a long time to figure out what I like and what I don't like and who I am as a person. I didn't know it when I was in my 20s. But that advice kind of carried with me that don't do what you think other people want you to do or like what you think other people want you to like. Figure out for yourself who you are, what you like, what you don't like, and be unapologetic about it. And if you love the color blue, even if everybody else hates the color blue, blue is your favorite color and go with it.
I agree. And this is why you're one of my favorite adults and one of my favorite role models. Norie, before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to share or add that you think we should know about you? Something that you want to shout out? Anything?
So I'm going to shout out one thing.
Yes.
So everybody knows about United Way, my passion for United Way, but my big true personal passion is animals. And so a lot of what I do on the side, a lot of my donations that are not my donations to United Way are to animal causes. And so I am going to encourage people to adopt, don't shop, adopt. The Humane Society has amazing animals up for adoption. And so please, if you're considering having a pet, and I think every human being should have a pet, please consider adopting and please consider supporting the Humane Society of Greater Miami.
What a great way to end this interview. Well, Miss Norie, thank you so much for being my awesome friend today and almost every day for the last 16 years. It's definitely, hay muchos cuentos por ahí.
Muchos cuentos.
Muchos cuentos que se van a quedar por ahí and right here.
Yes.
So thank you all so much for tuning in today. We hope you've enjoyed today's podcast, learning a little bit more about United Way Miami, adopt, don't shop. And Norie, again, thank you so much. This has been a blast. I hope your fan club that's out there really enjoys this as well.
Thank you. I'm so happy to have a fan club.
Yes, you do. It's not just Irby with a fan club. You've got one too.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. We'll see you on the next episode.